From your Revere TV studio on Broadway, it's the Revere Review.
Hello, and welcome to the Revere Review. I'm Debbie Pesca.
And I'm Ed DeVoe. On our first story tonight, in a wonderful show of support, Revere residents gathered in front of City Hall recently to show support for the victims of the Marathon bombing. The event, organized by Mayor Dan Rizzo, featured inspiring and healing messages and prayers from city officials and religious leaders of all faiths. It also featured a gathering of residents that truly reflected Revere's racial and ethnic diversity. As a participant in the event, I have to say it was quite moving to look around during the candle lighting and to see many faces of Revere that were present that evening. I was never prouder to say that I am from Revere. We are all Boston, and we are Boston strong.
Well, in another story, this past Sunday's Boston Globe magazine article highlighted Revere as one of the top spots to live. Of the 13 communities listed, the Globe article cited Revere as a place where buyers would feel confident that they were making a good investment, that their new house will hold its value, or even better, inch up. Our mayor, Dan Rizzo, could not be happier, stating, "This positive story in the Boston Globe validates our hard work and belief that Revere is truly a city on the rise. There is no doubt that it will soon become one of the North Shore's most desirable destinations to live and work in. With all we have to offer, the proximity to downtown Boston and Logan Airport, our 2.5-mile crescent-shaped beach, and aggressive reinvestment into our aging infrastructure, Revere is and continues to be a city on the move." Revere's Director of Economic Development, John Festa, noted that the city's less than positive image is changing thanks to the boom in development that has taken place in the past few years. Most notable is the $20 million Tiger grant from the U.S. Department of Transportation awarded to the city in 2011. Festa also referred to Mayor Rizzo's $2 million plan to revitalize the city's downtown area with new restaurants and retail stores, envisioning the bedroom community feel of Melrose. "It's going to be quite a place to live in the next 10 years, said Festa.
Yes, so I'm looking forward to it.
Me too.
In yet another sign of the revitalization of the Broadway, Revere Police recently opened a new substation at 6 Pleasant Street in the heart of the downtown business district. Mayor Dan Rizzo said he was happy to see the police presence back on Broadway and feels residents will be too. The mayor went on to say that the new substation will help him maintain his #1 goal as mayor, which is to keep the city safe. With us today, we have Police Chief Joe Caffarelli, who was present and who was instrumental in getting that police substation opened up. Chief, welcome, and thank you very much.
Thank you for having me.
First question I have is tell us a little bit about how the substation came about.
Well, many years ago when I started with the police department, I had the very fortunate experience of working in the substation on Shirley Ave under, at that time, Lieutenant Jerry Chalk. We formed a community policing program there. It was a very, very instrumental part of my career. I felt we did a lot of good. I felt we had a good impact on the neighborhood and the community as a whole. And I felt that same presence would fill a void that was left on Broadway when we moved from the Pleasant Street station to our present location on the Parkway.
Yeah. Tell us a little bit about how it's going to be staffed.
At present, I have 1 officer and 1 community resource coordinator, who's a retired police officer. I'm hoping to, in the future, staff it for a longer duration during the day with interns, and hopefully with some additional officers as time progresses.
What's been the reaction you've had so far?
The reaction has been positive. We didn't realize the gap that was left when we left Pleasant Street and the presence that was lost on Broadway by the police. So people are happy to see the police back on Broadway in conjunction with our walking routes that are on Broadway.
I would bet that, it's a great thing to see the people walking up and down and have that police station there, or the substation, I should say. Give us a little bit of sense, or, we look at that substation, we've got the new police station on the Parkway. How do those both kind of enter into your vision for policing within the city?
Well, again, bringing it back to the neighborhoods and the community, the central business district is the focal point of Mayor Rizzo, and we're looking to work with him to maintain a safe environment in the Broadway area. Surveys have shown that there's been a noticeable lack of police presence just due to the fact that we moved. Yeah. So we're trying to regain that lost ground put boots on the ground, put officers on the street, and win back the neighborhood.
Yeah, and not to put you on a spot or anything, but do you envision the potential for other police substations in the city at some point?
The only thing that limits that right now is funding. I would love to have several if I have my way. I'd love to have 20 or 30 more officers.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Many things I'd love to have. I would like to have additional substations in the future. That is something I would strive for.
Well, it's great to have you back on Broadway, and I really appreciate you stopping by.
Thank you.
Take care.
You too.
Welcome back. And on another note, Revere TV is proud to announce that we will be doing an in-depth interview with the Revere Police Chief on the Focus on Revere show, and that we're currently working with the police department to create and present more programming focused on the police department community outreach activities.
In other news, the owners of the former B&B Cyber Cafe at the Bell Circle Shopping Center were indicted last Monday along with their corporation on charges of operating an illegal slot parlor. We allege that this business was a front for an illegal gambling operation, AG Martha Coakley said. These defendants allegedly violated state gambling laws intended to prevent this very behavior to run an unregulated slot parlor that did not provide any protection for consumers. Under Mass law, it is illegal to run or promote a gambling operation. The cafe opened in 2010 and soon became very popular, especially among the elderly from Revere and Winthrop. A very public raid in March 2012 put the place out of business, much to the chagrin of a very loyal and close-knit customer base. A Suffolk County grand jury indicted Robert Kelly and Brian Sims and their corporation on one count of each of the following charges: unlawful operation of a game or gaming device, organizing or promoting a lottery, operating an illegal lottery, allowing lotteries in a building, and the sale of lottery tickets. They will be arraigned at a later date. And that's not all, folks. State regulators have apparently raided several Revere veterans clubs and social clubs in a comprehensive investigation into illegal gaming in the city. The investigation focuses on the infamous poker machines and their use in several area clubs. Investigators from the State Alcoholic Beverages Control Commission, the ABCC, recently visited several clubs and found evidence to begin an investigation. The ABCC is looking into allegations of illegal gaming in Revere, but since this is an ongoing investigation, I can't comment in detail, wrote the State Treasurer spokesman John Carlisle. Several clubs have been visited, but to date the only club mentioned publicly is the Moose Club on Broadway. Nothing has been proven, but investigators are apparently building a case against that club and others. Carlisle said more information on the investigation would be forthcoming.
Billboards are meant to draw attention, and at a recent city council meeting, they certainly did that. At the meeting, a proposal was presented by Van Wagner, LLC, to convert 2 existing billboards from their current stationary style to billboards that would present electronic advertisements. One of the billboards is located on the Lee Burbank Highway near the entrance to Suffolk Downs, and the other is located at 1141 Revere Beach Parkway behind what was once Plaza Garibaldi. As part of their proposal, Van Wagner is offering to pay the city $40,000 per year and to donate $5,000 to the National Sand Sculpting Festival, in addition to paying their property taxes. Although the council took no official action on the matter, there was plenty of discussion about the proliferation of billboards in the city and the negative visual impact of electronic billboards. The Revere Beautification Committee voiced their strong opposition to the modification, stating the billboards will do nothing to enhance the city's image. A number of city councilors, along with the mayor, voiced their support for the proposal, noting that because of where they are located, the signs would have minimal impact to any nearby residents. It was also pointed out that the signs could be used by the city to broadcast emergency messages or to promote events such as the Sand Sculpting Festival. The proposal has been sent to the Zoning Committee for further discussion and review.
And the winner is Nico Luisi. When the Revere High senior heard about the Stories Live Slam from a teacher, he thought it would be a fun opportunity to participate. He never expected he would win and earn the first prize. Well, let me start from the beginning. Stories Live Slam is an event where high school students go up on stage and share a true life story before a live audience of friends, teachers, casual observers, and family at the Boston Public Library in Copley Square. These 27 students are representatives of the thousands of stories we've heard this year. Students tell with honesty and engage the elements of literature in their most organic form, live storytelling, said Mass Mouth Incorporated's Executive Director and Program Director of Stories Live, Nora Dooley. 11 schools participated in the slam, including students from Revere High School, Latin Academy, Lynn Classical High, Newburyport High, Everett High, and Chelsea High School. These students listened to one another with respect and a touching intensity. It is deeply rewarding work for us, said Dooley. The best storytellers from each school are chosen to represent their stories in their schools at the regional slam. Now, getting back to Nico Luisi, he knew right away the story he wanted to share. Luisi shared a story about the last conversation he had with his grandfather, whom he lovingly refers to as Papa, before he passed away. I didn't want people to feel bad for me. I wanted people to know the impact he had on me, said Luisi. He went on to say that the best part of the experience was seeing his father's reaction to winning. He had the biggest smile on his face. He was more excited than I was, he said. The first place winner will be attending Southern New Hampshire University in the fall and will be majoring in criminal justice. We should also mention that Nico was not the only winner from Revere. Sophomore Anne-Marie DeMarco Alfama took first place, and Moses Carabello took runner-up in their class. So we still have talent coming up. Congratulations to all. It sounds like it was so much fun.
It sounds great. You know, I've heard an article or listened to an article on NPR radio about this type of program, and it's just incredible to hear the stories that come out of these programs.
I hope we get to go next year.
Yeah,
Sounds
I
really
definitely
great.
would like to see it personally myself. And moving on to another story. For those of us who are participating in the Fitness Challenge, we're now into the third week of the 6-week challenge competition. By this time, the muscle aches are hopefully subsiding and a trimmer, healthier you is starting to emerge. And to help fill us in on all the activities that have been taking place and will be taking place between now and the end of the challenge, it's my pleasure to welcome back our friends and Fitness Challenge sponsors, Millions of Muscles. I'm sitting here with our friends Sean Mallett and Abby Shaughnessy from Millions of Muscles. Welcome, guys, and
Hi.
welcome back, Abby.
How are you?
I'm well.
to see you again.
I'm well. Tell us a little bit about how it's been going so far.
It's been going wonderful. We've had a lot of participation. It's been very high. You know, we had a lot of the people. We had about 280 people weigh in down at the rec center. Plus, we have over 300 people who are involved currently. Anybody can come in at any time. So if you haven't, signed up yet, all you have to do is show up to any of the events on the schedule and just let them know you need to sign a waiver, and you're all set for the rest of the 3 weeks.
And that schedule, and I think we've been posting it, but that schedule is also available where?
It is on.
It's on RevereFitChallenge.com. So you go to Facebook.com/RevereFitChallenge.
What's been the most popular event up to this point?
I think we would probably have to say, if you're going participation-wise, it's Zumba. We have anywhere from 65 to 75 people coming in the past 2 weeks, and we just keep getting more new faces every week, which is really exciting.
Yeah, and I noticed there's one butts and glutes, I think, if I'm saying it right.
Butts and guts.
Butts and guts, okay,
Yep.
butts and guts. Okay, now, where does that take place?
That is at Strength Discovery.
Okay.
And that they do it on Saturday mornings, from 10 to 11.
Yeah, that one sounded kind of interesting.
Yeah, you gotta try it out, Ed. You gotta get in there.
I'll have to. I've participated in the walks, and I've actually started a swimming program up to this point because I haven't been able to take part of the evening ones, but we'll see. Talk a little bit about the road race and the finale.
Sure. Revere Runs 5K is going to happen on June 8th. It's going to be sponsored by MGH and Revere Cares. That is going to be the grand finale of the Fitness Challenge. It's going to be at 9 a.m. sharp. So if you go on Revere Runs on Facebook, if you look that up on Facebook, you can find out all the information on that. It's only $15. We're looking for that to be a great community event. We want to have 300-400 runners. That's the goal.
Wow.
And the great thing about this event is that you can not only run, you can also walk it as well. So it can be a walk run.
Yeah.
So we're trying to get as many families to participate as possible.
Yeah. I certainly intend to start the race off running, and I hope I'm going to be able to have enough to sprint across that finish line or walk across, whichever the case may be. But
and exactly like Abby's point, it's for all fitness levels. You know, there's nothing wrong with walking it. Just we want everyone to participate. We're going to have a health and business fair immediately following the race, which is going to have a lot of Revere businesses participate, which is going to be nice for them to showcase, what they offer.
And that for our next news show coming up, we're going to have Julie DeMauro and Anne-Marie Costa,
Yes.
who are, I think, principals in terms
Yep.
of organizing the race.
They're the chairs of
Yeah.
the road race. Yep.
So when we get together with them in another couple of weeks, we'll get a little bit more detail and maybe get an update from you guys at that point as we head down the final stretch to the fitness challenge.
Sure.
Yes, absolutely, yes.
All right. Well,
Sounds
thank you
great.
very much for the update. It's been a pleasure once
Thank you.
again. Sean?
Thank you.
Thank you. And for the Revere Fitness Challenge, get out there, get fit.
Woohoo!
Love it.
All right, are you ready? Mm-hmm. Can you move your hand? Yeah, thanks. All right. Okay, go.
This?
No, to the right, to the right. The other right. Can you not? Stop, no, stop.
Having trouble recording rockin' videos? Did you know, right here in your own city, you have free access to a variety of video equipment, including high-definition robotic cameras, green screen walls, advanced sound and lighting technology, a virtual studio editor, and the ability to create dynamic graphics? Entertain your city with your own show on our local channel. Post-production on IMAX with Adobe Premiere and After Effects can enhance any production. You may be wondering, how can I make this happen? Become a member of Revere TV. It's easy. Sign up online at reveretv.org. Take a free class in either studio production, field production, editing, or all three. Produce your own show. Check out high-definition cameras for your own home videos. Volunteer for the city. The possibilities are endless and free. Let out your creativity with Revere TV. Located at 385 Broadway, Revere.
And finally, on Saturday, April 27th, Revere Shines Day, another shining spectacle took place over at Suffolk Downs, where over 3,500 motorcyclists from all over the state came together to honor wounded veterans in the 2013 Boston Wounded Veterans Run. In a fitting tribute to all who have sacrificed so much for our liberties, organizers for the bike ride specifically honored 4 wounded veterans who were recipients of financial awards raised by all who supported and participated in the event. Also honored and presented were members of Gold Star families who have lost family members in the wars. In a particularly moving moment, organizers introduced Carlos Arredondo, the man in the cowboy hat, who rushed to save a victim of the marathon bombing. Carlos and his wife Melita lost 2 boys to the Iraq War, one who was killed in combat and one who took his life overcome by the grief of his lost brother. In his comments, Stephen Lynch, then candidate for U.S. Senate, spoke eloquently about loyalty to our fallen brothers through the simple act of remembrance. He specifically noted the work of one organization, JPAC, the Joint POW-MIA Accounting Command, a group of dedicated individuals who each year go to previous war zones to search for remains of veterans who never made it home. A huge shout out goes to Andrew Biggio, veteran and principal organizer for the event, and all who showed up and rode in memory of wounded and fallen veterans. It was a fitting day and a fitting tribute. For full coverage, check our website, www.reveretv.org, or on YouTube. Well, I guess that does it for this week.
Yep. We'll see you again in another 2 weeks.
There you go.
For Revere TV, I'm Ed DeVoe.
I'm Deb Pesca. Take care.